Coming to you live from J.C. Stone Field in North Park in Allison Park, Pennsylvania. The Champ Sports Network welcomes you to our coverage of PAFL football action. Tonight, it's the South Buffalo Celtics taking on the Western PA Wildcats with the Z. Welcome into our broadcast coverage. I'm Matt Fargo, joined alongside legendary semi-pro football coach Ed Broski, the coach of the Pittsburgh Colts. And Ed is so kind enough to join us for tonight's broadcast. And if you talk about not just semi-pro football minds, but football minds in general in the Pittsburgh area, you're on the list, Ed, and we're so happy to have you in the broadcast booth tonight.
Well, thanks, Matt. I appreciate being here, and I appreciate you asking me once again to be a part of this. I always enjoy this because I love this level of football. I mean, I really do. I think the semi-pro / minor league level of football is the last bastion where men can be men, number one. And again, football's a tough sport played by tough people, and they can still play the game at that level, in these types of games.
Yeah, I know a lot of listeners from our friends up in Buffalo. Thanks so much to Ron Anderson to make this broadcast possible. And obviously there's a stigma and an interesting one, a rivalry, if you will, between the Pittsburgh teams and the New York teams going back all the way back into the 80s. And it's a rivalry that's kind of rekindled here as of late. The Western PA Wildcats, kind of the upstart, still searching for some legitimacy as far as getting to that next level. They've been able to win in the regular season, but haven't been able to win those big games in the postseason. South Buffalo Celtics became the second team in semi-pro football history to win their first national championship, their first season of existence. Only two teams have ever done that. This is going to be a good matchup, two good programs there. It's not just about coming out here and putting it on in between the white lines.
No, I mean, again, the Celtics are the new Buffalo team that again has catapulted themselves to the lead. Back in the in 79 through 82, we used to play a team out of there called the Tonawanda Cougars. And again, they were a solid organization, a solid team. And again, the Wildcats, I've watched the Wildcats development, since they came into being in 2012. And Johnny Ray does a very good job of recruiting. He does a very good job of promoting his team, his product. He puts his money where his mouth is. I think he has a legitimate contender this year. And again, I'm looking forward to this game because, this could be the game that they can supplant, the Celtics. And then they'll have the bragging rights for the rest of the season.
Well, the Wildcats come in 4-0 on this young PAFL season. The Celtics, on the other hand, they're 2-0 in league play so far to this point in the season. Of course, we were down in Daytona. The Champ Sports Network was when we did their national championship win down in the USA Bowl, Terry Sullivan's gig down there. So the Celtics trying to get back on track as far as winning another national championship. They're rocking the very similar Oregon Duck-esque jerseys tonight. Not only a battle of great football teams, but a battle of really nice-looking jerseys tonight.
Oh yeah, no, they're both dressed to the to the T.
That's a new thing, Ed. I know it wasn't really big back in the early days, but it's all about what you look like now. Look good, feel good, play good, right?
Well, it is, but it's also gotten to the point where it's also become, everybody individualizes their uniform. So then it kind of, slaps back at the definition of team. If you have team uniforms, then everybody should look the same.
Yeah,
but they have a team now. It's a team of individuals, and we got a kicker out here with green shoes. Again, maybe that's out of respect for the Celtics, and we got somebody down here with some cat paws on.
Well, that is Jim Taylor. He's going to kick off the Celtics to receive the opening kickoff of our big showdown. 4-0 Western PA, 2-0 South Buffalo. We're underway from Pittsburgh as a high end-over-end kick will be fielded at the 15 across the 20, near side 25. Stutter step across the 30 before being knocked out of bounds. The return for South Buffalo, that's Derek Davis, a 5'9" wide receiver out of Rochester. Gives the Celtics manageable good field position to start things off, and we're going to get our first look at the Celtics offense against the Wildcats defense.
Yeah, well, I like the strategy on the opening kickoff. They kicked it into a dead zone, pinned him against the sidelines where, again, if couldn't get behind the wedge, couldn't get behind the wall. Just had to get what he could get. And, again, the Wildcats contained them well.
It'll be a first down and 10 for South Buffalo. They'll come out from the shotgun formation. Lamar Johnson is their quarterback, a 6'1" quarterback out of Morrisville. Played college ball there. A sidecar to Johnson's left. And he'll play action. Then slant route is completed over the middle of the field on the reception for South Buffalo. Coming in to make that catch, Donnie Blender making the, or I beg your pardon, Marcus Rivers coming in to make the catch. And Rivers being able to pick up 8 yards. Second down 2 coming up.
Yeah, a little closer to 9. But, good first call. We got Morty Ivy coming up field off of the edge, created a little passing lane for him.
Former Pittsburgh Steeler Morty Ivy on this Western PA Wildcats team. They have a couple former NFL guys do the Buffalo Celtics as well. We'll talk more about them as the night progresses. Second down and a short 2. As in trouble is Johnson, and he's going to get spun around and sacked. Ivy and Dana Brown coming in to apply pressure in the backfield, and a big loss of the play on second down and short. And now they're going to be behind the sticks on third down and long.
Yeah, more like third ridiculous. I don't think, again, that front four of the Wildcats is very stout. And, again, Morty Ivy comes off the edge. You also have Carter coming up the middle on the other side. They're going to be tough to deal with.
Their defense was impressive. You and I both saw them the last time they played Columbus, and they were pretty impressive on a third down and long. Lamar Johnson back to pass this time. Some more time. Middle of the field. A tall pass is tipped off of the hands of the intended receiver, Marcus Rivers. And it will be fourth down at 15 after the incomplete pass. A little bit too tall to get it over to Rivers.
Yeah, and he's a tall receiver. And they also made me out to be not so smart on that play if they had completed it.
Pass goes incomplete, fourth down. So after a plus yardage play on first down, a negative yardage play on second down, and then third down an incomplete pass, and that's how you draw up a 3 and out to start the game.
Yes, you do. And again, big win for their defense because it's minus yardage.
And it looks like the offense is going to stay out there on a fourth down at 15.
Got to be a quick kick.
Back at the 28-yard line, the ball is spotted as Johnson goes from the shotgun. 4 wide receiver set, and that's exactly what it is, but it's blocked. And Johnson goes back to receive it. He's not able to. The ball's still loose, and it's finally going to be, no matter who touches it down, it's going to be Wildcats football inside the 5-yard line at about the 2. It will be first and goal Wildcats to start things off. So trying to be a little bit too cute cost the Celtics here early.
Yes, it did. I mean, it was obviously going to be a quick kick. Wildcats got to push up the middle with Carter and his other inside rushing mate. And, again, he still has to take at least a half a step forward, and there was no room to get that off.
So just like that, it will be the Wildcats that get to knock on the door of the defense of the Celtics. Tough spot for the Celtics defense to find themselves in early. Shotgun formation for the Wildcats. They'll hand it off the right side. No, it's going to be a quarterback keeper on the play action as he'll push it forward up the middle. That's Michael Wilson, the quarterback for the Wildcats. And he's going to be stopped, it looks like, for no gain. Good containment there by the defense.
Gain of 3 inches, Matt. I seen him move the yard marker there.
Jaleel Harris, among others, on the stop.
Moved it from his left foot to his right foot, going in.
You still got the 20/20 vision over there.
Well, 20/20 or 20/80. Depends on which eye I'm using.
Yeah, no, likewise. Shotgun formation for Michael Wilson. Sidecar is to his left. Long snap count looks like might have got the Wildcats receiver to move, and it does seem that way as they're going to be backing up. And does that not make you go crazy as a coach when your receiver is the one who's making the false start. He's looking at the ball.
Well, he's looking at the ball, but again, it doesn't hurt him because just gives
him a little more room.
A little more room to fit the ball in.
And now they're going to go to fade route into the corner of the end zone. It is incomplete, although caught by Jamar White in this near quarter of the end zone. Couldn't get the feet down. Incomplete. Pretty good-looking ball, though. Just a little bit too much mustard on it.
Yeah, they're a good-looking ball, and then the defender gave him a nice little push while he was up in the air to make sure that he wasn't getting them feet down.
So 3rd down and goal. Celtics trying to apply goal line stand here.
Again, the thing to watch for is the Wildcat quarterback. If you give him the corner, if your rushers come inside, he'll be outside on you, and he'll be in the end zone.
Wilson from the gun. Long snap count, back to pass. Looks right, pulls it down, now rolls out to his right, throws it over the middle. He got Christian Jackson and the back of the end zone for the Wildcat touchdown. The young man from Coriopolis, Pennsylvania, Christian Jackson, attended Waynesburg University, and Christian Jackson in the back of the end zone. The Wildcats take a 6-0 lead and an extra point coming.
Again, the Celtics gave him the outside to the right. He rolled. The receiver continued to run a dig in the back of the end zone, broke free. And, again, that's a good play by the quarterback and the receiver to catch it.
Snap, hold, and the kick is blocked by South Buffalo, and it is picked up by the Celtics. And that will make the conversion fail. So here in the first quarter, the main scoreboard here not working, so we're going to have to go into the other room to give you time throughout the game. But 6-0 here in the first quarter. The Wildcats taking advantage of a miscue by the Celtics, and they made them pay for it.
Yes, they did. And, again, that was a good series from start to finish, the defensive series on into the offensive series. And, again, this quarterback, if he gets to the outside because of his ability to run, and, again, that forced a linebacker to come up from underneath coverage, and it opened up the passing lane for him to get the ball in.
Did you ever find it when you're on the road? And this level of football is so much different being on the road because you don't know who you have and who you don't have, and sometimes you don't know who you have until you get here. And I feel like that might have been a situation for South Buffalo tonight. But do you ever feel like that it's a little bit harder to get momentum started on the road? It feels like you need to almost weather the first quarter storm and get your sea legs, if you will, when you're on the road?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know how long of a drive they had.
Buffalo.
At least 5 to 6 hours.
Yeah, 5-6 hours, yeah.
You don't know what the fellows were doing last evening either because you don't stay in a hotel. But, yeah, again, what we're seeing early, may not have an effect later on in the game. But, yeah, there is an adjustment. Your body has to make an adjustment. You have to make an adjustment mentally. So right now it's a 6-0 advantage. Let's see if they can keep their foot on the pedal.
Wildcats will have it re-teed up for Jim Taylor, who's doing the kicking duties for the Wildcats. We'll send it back the way of the Celtics. They'll try to get on the board here. End over end kick. This time a little deeper, going to be fielded from the 9, 10, 15, 20, and across the 25, meets some traffic, ducks his head under, and over the 30 to the 31-yard line for the South Buffalo Celtics, Jaleel Harris out of Buffalo State. And the Celtics go back to work.
About the same spot they were last time.
Yeah, at the 31. The Celtics had one good play in that first series. What did you see from their offense in those 4 plays? Do you see something that they should be taking advantage of in this series?
Nothing yet that I think they can take advantage of, but what I do see is I see a lion waiting to be uncaged. I mean, that's what I see right now. I mean, I'm watching their offensive linemen, good feet, good mobility. Quarterback has a good arm.
Johnson goes back to pass, looks this way, and it is caught on the near sideline, and he got open room, 40, 35, 30, and finally knocked out of bounds. The defensive back tried to jump the route. He timed it wrong, and it found the awaiting arms of Marcus Rivers. He went down the sidelines, and the Celtics have a first down with inside the 30-yard line of Western PA.
That was great concentration by the wide receiver, because that young man that cut in front of the ball, I thought he had it. And he passed in front of his eyes before, right as the ball was getting there. So he had to block it a little bit. The other thing about being on the road too, Matt, and I mean this seriously, you never know what you're going to get, especially when the scoreboard doesn't work. Are you going to get a legitimate 15-minute quarter? Or you're going to get a hurry-up quarter? And it's not because the referees are doing anything to help the home team. It's because they know they're unaccountable now for the score, for the clock.
Yep.
And unless you're well-versed on the hand signals and everything else, you don't know what they're communicating to one another.
From the pistol now for South Buffalo. Johnson steps up into the pocket, has time, delivers a nice ball in the middle of the field, incomplete, again trying to find Marcus Rivers, but could not hook up. But you really got to like Lamar Johnson, only at 6'1", being able to – he hung around in that pocket when it was getting pretty tight in there.
They were right in his face, and he still delivered the ball. The receiver should have caught it. It hit him in a bad spot.
It'll be second down and 10 after the incomplete pass.
But again, what I'm seeing is I'm seeing this Celtic players waking up.
From the 27-yard line, we have a shotgun formation and a sidecar to the left for Johnson. And play action, then he throws it on a slant pattern that is completed to, again, Marcus Rivers, go-to receiver of the early goings of this ball game. And Rivers makes the reception inside the 20, now into the red zone, down to the 18-yard line, and a nice manageable third down coming up here.
Yep, let's see what they got in their little bag of tricks.
Third down, and I'm going to call it 2.
Yeah, 2. It's 2. I haven't seen any kind of running attack out of this.
No, we have not. Randy Say is the tailback. Johnson rolls out to his right, throwing, got his man, he got popped, and the ball came loose. They'll roll it incomplete. The intended receiver, Ricky Winston, tried to make the catch, was not able to. Nice tackle applied, separating ball from receiver, and it goes incomplete. We'll bring up fourth down at 2.
I like that play. I recognize it. It's called sprint right option pass. You got a little Z out underneath. You got a fade on the outside, and you got to dig in the back of the end zone. And he also had the corner if he wanted it. I mean, that's a play I think they're going to come back to. You have 3 or 4 options off of that.
Fourth down now for the Celtics. Sidecar is Say. And we get a timeout taken by South Buffalo, it looks like, as Ron Anderson, owner and head coach, had taken off to try to get the officials' attention. And on a fourth down and 2, you're knocking at the door here. This is a big play early in the game.
Very big. Just as big as the Wildcats play down there when they were marching into their end zone.
6-0. If those of you just joining us, Wildcats lead it 6-0 after that blocked punt. Wildcats took over at the 2-yard line. They got marched back a little bit by a penalty, but a 7-yard pass on third down as quarterback for the Wildcats, Michael Wilson, found Christian Jackson for a touchdown, and that's where we got you all caught up if you're just getting onto the broadcast.
Well, you got me caught up because I was daydreaming.
You got your Tommy Bahama shirt on here, so.
See that? It's my Hawaii 5-0. Book him, Dano.
After the timeout, Celtics go back to work. The public address announcer trying to awake the Wildcat faithful in attendance. Hopefully some South Buffalo faithful that had made the trip. Pistol formation almost got him to run as Johnson rolls out. Flag comes flying in, and Johnson's in some trouble. He'll throw it into the back of the end zone. It'll go incomplete as we have a flag and some pushing and shoving after the play, and we're going to have to check the officials here. I thought maybe there was a holding.
It was a 3-point takedown. With riding time, I might add.
We're going to check this flag out now.
It looked like encroachment at the beginning, so maybe it's offsetting.
Yeah.
But unless
offsides on the defense.
Yep.
And now one player took his helmet off, and that's.
They never enforce that. If you're playing NFL rules, it is an automatic penalty. But
right.
They'll give you a warning first, but at this level, these guys never enforce it.
Well, that was funny because last game it was enforced 3 times on the same play.
Get out.
Okay, so as you kind of alluded to, offsides, and then there's a roughing the passer call in addition to. So we had an offsides, a holding penalty, and then a roughing the passer. The only one that's going to count is the roughing the passer. Automatic first down and a half the distance to the goal. Boy, Christmas came early for the South Buffalo Celtics.
Yep. I mean, that again, got to be disciplined. I mean, the motors are running high, energy level, the adrenaline pumping. Again, against a good team like the Celtics, they can use that to their advantage.
So we get the penalty marked off. Celtics will have it first and goal.
Yeah, we haven't seen a running game from either team yet. And I'm sorry, I'm an old school coach. I believe in pounding the rock. I believe you got to have the run. Play action just makes passing so much easier.
Yeah, and they got a tailback in Say back there, and also Zach Kedron, who's to the left of Johnson. They give it to Say off the right side, his first carry of the night, and he'll fight forward to the 6. But the ball came loose, and they're going to say that he was down as a Wildcat had taken the ball and started running with it down the sideline. That was James Bryant, but the official would like the ball back, and he's going to give it to the guys in green. So a second down and goal now at the 6-yard line, a gain of 2. First quarter action, 6-0. Wildcats lead the South Buffalo Celtics. Early PAFL football action. As the first Saturday of the 2016 season, and it feels like summer. Balmy night.
Yes. This booth is not air conditioned.
It's certainly not. Johnson from the gun. Back to pass. Looks left, throws that way. Got his man. It is dropped in the corner of the end zone. Incomplete. Trying to find, once again, Marcus Rivers on the play.
Threw a back shoulder fade. It was there. D-back was out of position, and he just dropped it.
We go to third down and goal now for the Celtics. Third down and goal. Lamar Johnson out of the shotgun once again. They'll go 4 wide. Side cards to the right. He'll roll that way. Throw into the end zone. It went off maybe a hand or a shoulder pad of a shorter defensive back. Incomplete.
He threw the ball inside. The receiver had the outside leverage. He put it in a bad spot. But I'm looking at the defense that the Wildcats are running. And, again, I don't know if them linemen for the Celtics are or too big or too slow to pull, but I don't know if they have any traps in their repertoire. But they've been on offense so much. That's what I've seen so far.
Well, here's another fourth down. And the Celtics are 1 for 2 on the day, one aided by that penalty earlier on this drive. Johnson from the gun. Back to pass, fade route, corner of the end zone, jump ball. He caught it with one hand for the touchdown. Waters, you've got to be kidding me. Touchdown, South Buffalo.
Was that Waters or Odell Beckham?
Marcus Rivers made the catch.
Odell Beckham made that catch.
That was fantastic. What a grab.
Excellent. Great, great
oh, my goodness.
And again, the only reason he was able to make that is the DB had his back to the ball, couldn't see it to come back to swat it. That was great timing on that play.
Well, Marcus Rivers was indeed on the Baltimore Ravens squad a time ago. Extra point. It's good. The South Buffalo Celtics lead the Western Pennsylvania Wildcats here in the first quarter, 7-6. And it's kind of interesting. He was signed by the Baltimore Ravens. Marcus Rivers was back in 2013. He also played with the Green Bay Packers, 90-man roster. Caught 60 passes for 615 yards and 2 touchdowns during his senior year at Buffalo. And he finished his college career with 8 touchdown receptions. So you're talking about maybe not necessarily, you're talking about NFL talent essentially, and that proved it on that catch.
Yeah, he's definitely a step above the normal receiver that you get at this level. And again, I'm watching his feet. I'm watching the patterns he's running. He's low in and out of the break, which again gives him that advantage. I mean, the DB was slow to get his head around, and the ball was already in the air. I mean, the Buffalo Celtics are a well-coached team, and they have confidence in what they're doing. I don't think that early touchdown
scared them at all.
Did anything except, gave some excitement for the Wildcat fans. Let's see what happens on this drive.
Here we go. First real drive anyway of the for the Wildcats, and here's Christian Jackson. He has 1 touchdown for the 6, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he'll cut back against the grain, 35-40, 45-50. Jackson still over the midfield stripe to the 45-yard line, and the stone in the shoe of the South Buffalo Celtics in this first quarter is Christian Jackson.
Yeah, no, he's a good return guy. But again, what I seen on that kickoff, people out of their lanes, looked like a typewriter if it was going off, everybody at a different level. The minute he started to run, they all turned and ran towards the sideline, to the to our side, and then he popped it behind them because they were out of position, way out of position. I mean, you have to break down, and until that man crosses your imaginary line of scrimmage, you keep your shoulders parallel.
There was offsetting penalties on the Wildcats and the Celtics on that return, so really moot point. We'll continue to play on from where Christian Jackson was brought down.
Again, good field position again.
Yeah. I mean, you give an offense this kind of field position.
Yep, short field. Offense love playing a short field.
Right.
It enhances your play calling.
The playbook gets thicker in this situation, no doubt.
You get more options. The man without options at the mercy of the rest of the world. But right now, they got options.
Well, Wilson will hand it off the right side. Getting the call, Johnny Bynum. And Bynum is inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line. Pick up 4 or 5. Second down and 5 officially. Wildcats trying to answer. Now trail the Celtics 7-6 in the opening quarter of this one. Glad you were able to join us live here in Pittsburgh. A handoff to the right side. They give it off to Bynum again, and Bynum has first down yardage to the 25-yard line, moves the sticks before finally getting knocked down by Miller.
Good drive off the ball by the Wildcats O-line. Locked up with the guys, got leverage, pushed them back.
Starting to cool down a little bit.
Not
Getting the sun out of here. No, neither. Well, not in this box anyway.
No.
It's like the hot box.
Yeah.
Wilson again hands it off, and South Buffalo was ready for it this time. A host of tacklers in on that stop. Zach Sikarski, Norwich University, coming in to make the stop.
Yep, they swallowed him up.
Sean Mulhern out of Riverside. You got to like, though, I mean, numbers-wise, Celtics still brought a good contingent.
Yeah, they got 40-plus.
That's about what the Wildcats have. Not much more than that, maybe 50. Wilson from the gun once again. A little play action, steps up. Maybe going to take off with it. Got hit. Was able to step up, but a flag came flying in. Wilson was able to dive forward inside the 20 into the red zone. I think there might be a face mask here on South Buffalo.
Yeah, there was a little habeas grabus on the face mask, yes, as Craig Wolfley would say. Habeas grabus.
And he talked about the food spread.
Well,
I
had a hot dog. It was very delicious.
All right,
I'm a hot dog connoisseur.
Are you?
Sorry, that's one of the reasons I come to these games.
It is.
Oh, gosh. You can't do that. First down, Wildcats.
So the face mask penalty a half the distance and gives the Wildcats a first down and 10.
On the 11.
Yeah.
I can see you squinting with them glasses on.
Well, I was looking to see if they're gonna move it back because they moved it the full 15 and not half the distance. There we go.
Oh wow! Do I got an egg on my face now? I didn't know you was gonna embarrass me.
14. Never.
I mean, you expected it from me when you invited me.
Hey,
I didn't expect retaliation.
Dan Reed slipped me a 20 to do it a couple times.
20. My buddy Danny. How you doing, Danny?
Yeah, he might be. He might be. I don't know.
Yeah. Yo, it's a game. I'll make the date available for you to come up here.
I'd like Dan to come back to Pittsburgh.
So would I. Because he
West
would have
Virginia
had
Lightning?
to in 2011.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Well, just in time, the ball's set. Shotgun formation. Back to pass. Here comes some pressure. Barreling down. He's sacked in the backfield. Wow. Oh, big-time sack from Clarence Thomas, Ed Thomas, at an ECC. A huge sack for the Celtics.
Very big because the games I've been at, once that quarterback hits the edge, he usually has it. That guy just swallowed him up like a cookie monster.
Yeah, I thought
Cookie. Oh, no, it's Clarence. Okay.
Clarence.
Yeah. Ed,
Clarence.
I like his first name.
Clarence Cookie Thomas.
Ed.
Or Ed Thomas.
I like
Ed.
that.
Oh, yeah, you like Ed's name?
Like that
Ed?
name.
Jeez, oh, man.
That's royalty.
Oh, boy. All right, so the Wildcats now way back. Ball sits at the 27-yard line now. Back to pass.
Just get a little bit of it.
Wilson going to go for it all, and it's broken up incomplete.
Underthrew that ball. You got to lead him into the end zone. It's a touchdown.
Deshaun Coleman, the intended receiver, incomplete. Third down coming up for the Wildcats here in the first quarter.
He threw it short, and the corner undercut the route. But if he throws it into the end zone, he runs under it. You said this guy next to me is the cameraman?
Yeah.
Where's the camera?
It's sitting right there.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, my God.
That's HD, too.
It's as big as my defibrillator.
Screen play to Jackson, and he's trying to dipsy-do out of some. This is actually Coleman on this screen play, and he goes 52 yards sideways and then gets a late hit out of bounds on third down. The Celtics were going to get the ball back, and now they just gave the Wildcats the same thing the Wildcats gave to them on the other side of the field.
Yep, but that call, all he did was give him a little push.
Yeah.
And
I didn't know that he was that far out of bounds, quite frankly.
I don't think he was. I don't think he was.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit home cooking for the first time tonight.
He didn't leave his feet.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't.
First down, Wildcats.
But let's see what they can do with it. That was a lot of running.
Was a lot of running. he went the whole 52.5 yards sideways.
Yes.
East-west.
Yeah, if he was up in Canada, he would have got that corner.
Yeah.
He would have.
Yeah.
Then that wouldn't have been a penalty because he'd still been in bounds. Of course, what am I talking about?
Timeout Celtics.
South Buffalo takes their second time out of the first quarter.
I'm surprised at how long this quarter's been.
Yeah, this has been half hour now.
Yeah, that's for as many passes that have been thrown too.
Right. But we get a timeout, and we'll get this time to flash you back to the last time these two teams played, which was 2 years ago in the playoff game at Couple Stadium here in Pittsburgh. And the Celtics really dominated that first half of the game. They took a 14-point advantage going into the second half. The Wildcats, they didn't go away, though. They scored 2 late touchdowns, one on the last play of the game, a Hail Mary, caught in the end zone to make it 21-20. The extra point goes off the post, no good. The Celtics win 21-20.
Wow.
Unbelievable football game.
Yeah, there's been some heartache in the 3 losses that they've had to the Celtics.
Yeah, that's definitely the case.
Yeah, well, right now they're controlling their own destiny, so they might be able to make that 1-3 instead of 0-3.
Yeah,
because they're playing them tough.
And I mean, this is Celtics. What Ron Anderson has done, and he was, of course, a member of the Lackawanna Dynasty, who was the cream of the crop up there for so long, and then Ron broke away and started his own, and since then, Celtics have been really all New York.
Mm-hmm.
There's not too many teams better, especially in the state of New York. I think that's why Ron likes coming down and playing the Pittsburgh teams so much.
Yeah, no, there's
the
not,
competition level.
I mean, the Rochester Renegades been around forever, but they're a club team.
Yeah,
they show up for
and
the
Monroe
games.
County Sting, who won a national championship just 2 years ago, beat the West Virginia Lightning in that national championship. Sorry, Dan, if you're listening.
I'm not sorry, Dan, if you're listening.
I knew you would be.
You shouldn't have been there.
Yeah. Jeez. I knew that was a sore subject.
It's not a sore subject. It really isn't, because those kinds of things happen at this level. That's why everybody wants to be. They want to be a professional team. This level of football, it's a level of contradictions. Everything that you think should happen, because that's the way it's supposed to happen in the real world, in the professional world, does not happen at this level. So that's why you can't compare this level, to professional football. But so many teams want to do that. They want to sign contracts. They want bylaws. They want this. They want that. And
Here's Wilson handing off the left side. Trying to get the corner is Hickman off the left side, and he's knocked out. That's Angel Hickman to the 14-yard line for the Wildcats after the timeout by the Celtics. It's 7-0, or 7-6 rather. The Celtics lead the Wildcats here in the first quarter. Late first quarter, I would. Pretty safe guess, right?
I guess. Might be the second quarter. They didn't tell us.
That could be too. I have to double check that.
I see the bands forming in the end zone. So.
Rihanna's coming on to do a halftime show.
Rihanna.
Beyonce, Rihanna.
Well,
One of them.
If Beyonce does it, we're not going to have any security.
Oh, that's true. Good point. False start of the Wildcats.
Okay.
Back to pass. Gonna throw near side, and it is completed. Nice quick tackle there by Jaleel Harris, but nice reception on the other side of that coin by Bruce Thornton.
Bruce Thornton's a good receiver, very good receiver. He played for another Pittsburgh team here called the Cobras, and he's been playing this level of ball for a while, and he's a solid receiver. Runs good pattern, has very good hands, and he's got better than adequate speed.
So Wilson from the gun on third down, and we'll call it 10, and we get flags. And it's a false start on the offense. And the handkerchiefs getting busy out there.
Okay, if they keep moving like that, that's an indication that the guy over them is
beating them up,
winning that battle,
yeah.
and they're trying to get the jump. And again, that can hurt you in a tight ball game. He's already lined up in the backfield.
Back to pass, going to put it into the end zone, and they put it way out of the hands.
Yep.
Lieutenant receiver incomplete, trying to find is that a tenor receiver?
Number 9, 8, 9.
Chris Clark.
Yep, Chris Clark. And again, Chris Clark is a good receiver. Good hands, runs good patterns. And that ball was shipped airmail, just the wrong zip code.
So we're going to get a field goal attempt. Yeah, looks like we are. Give the Wildcats back the lead. Here is Jim Taylor. Looks like the ball's at the 19. 36-yard attempt. Nowhere close.
Them green shoes are not money for this kicker.
We get whistles, though.
Uh-oh.
We're moving closer. Offsides. Oh, no. What? That was an offsides call against the offense. But it was like an encroachment. I've never seen that.
Again, I didn't see the Celtics move.
Yeah, I didn't either.
But again, I did see this man lined up over here on the wing closest to us. He was deeper than the other up back on the far side. So that would be offsides.
Well, it was a penalty on the Wildcats, and it looks like the Wildcats are going to get the ball.
No, now they moved it to the Celtics.
Looks like a penalty on the
No.
Celtics. We're going to get another shot at this.
It's an encroachment penalty, fourth down, and now it goes to 4th and 10. They bring the offense back out there. He pointed the wrong direction is what happened. It was encroachment lining up in the neutral zone on the Celtics.
And then he gave the wrong hand signal.
Right. Wilson in trouble, throws, end zone, touchdown, Western PA. In the end zone, Wilson hooks up with Bruce Thornton for the touchdown. So the Celtics, big fourth down penalty on a missed field goal. They give him another chance. And how about that?
Again, I mean, they're answering, They're answering each counterpunch.
Touchdown, Wildcats.
I mean, right now they're counterpunching very well.
Extra point, or no, they're going to go for
Yeah, they gotta
two.
go for two.
Yeah, they're going to go for 2.
So they get a 7-point
Yep.
lead.
Wilson, the shotgun formation. He'll call for the snap, roll out to his right. Looking right, throwing back against his body, and he got a receiver. Jamar White makes the catch for the 2-point conversion. We're in the first quarter here at J.C. Stone Field in North Park, just outside of Pittsburgh. And our score is the Western PA Wildcats 14, the South Buffalo Celtics 7. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more here on the Champ Sports Network.
You don't have to listen to country music to know that life can be full of drama. Some of it you just can't control, like your girlfriend running out on you with your best friend. But there's some drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org.
You just need to take that first step and find free classes near you and start moving towards a brighter future and even your college degree.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation.
I've been running from the pain, trying not to feel the same, but it's a shame that we miss again. See, my confidence is shaking and my heart is feeling vacant, so you try to feel it in.
We're back to North Park after the
Derek Davis, the kick returner for the Celtics.
You took my spot.
29-yard line, first.
It's 49 seconds left in the first quarter.
You're younger. You can handle it.
I'm also the professional.
Yes, you are.
Defense. Defense.
So after the kickoff, Celtics.
Wildcats got good kick coverage. Okay, there's been a sideline warning on the Wildcats team, so the next flag will be enforced.
So back to work for the Celtics. They go Johnson now in the I formation for the first time, and they're going to straight up go power run, and they give it off to Randy Say. And Say has 8, maybe 9 yards of the first down carry, and you said you thought maybe their offensive line was going to be able to give a push, and they definitely line up in an opportunity for them to do so.
Well, they ran a nice little inside trap over the center, which, again, I told you that's what I see in traps against this defense. The fullback blocked to the outside. The linebackers rotated that way, and they ran an inside trap, and that's where the tailback hit it.
For second down, and we'll call it 2. They give it to a fullback. Not a good idea. Morty Ivy was right there very quickly.
Yeah, again, they tried another inside trap.
Jesse Williams, the ball carrier on that.
That's called a full trap. Tailback went one way, fullback come around one side, tried to cut it back, but too much penetration.
Well, some way, somehow, we found our way to the end of the first quarter here from Lieutenant J.C. Stone Field. It's a balmy night in Pittsburgh, and the South Buffalo Celtics trail the Western PA Wildcats 14-7 after 15. Come back with us on the Champ Sports Network.
I'm Dustin Lynch. You don't have to listen. Some of it running out on you with your best friend. But there's some drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org.
Just class near you. Start with
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation.
Second quarter here from Allison Park, Pennsylvania, about 25 minutes north of Pittsburgh. Western Pennsylvania Wildcats taking on the South Buffalo Celtics. Alongside Ed Brodsky, Matt Fargo here with you. Nate Marco's also in the house, giving you some visuals of tonight's game, and a handoff off the left side on a 3rd down and 2 for the Celtics, and it looks like they're going to be awfully close to it.
I think they're a little short.
There's also a hanky that came out, it looked like.
A hanky.
A yellow one. Oh, maybe not. Maybe you dropped it. 4th down and inches. They're going to say short. This is going to be a big one.
They may try to draw them off sides.
Yeah. It seems like this is like the video game syndrome. No one wants to punt.
Mm-hmm.
No one wants to play game of field position.
Nobody's backing down in this one.
So lining up under center, Lamar Johnson. Johnson turns around, gives it off to Say. Say got all that and more. He needed an inch. He got 4 yards over the 40 to the 43-yard line. And that's the offensive line of the Celtics totally winning the battle in the trenches.
Yep.
First down and 10 for the Celtics here. Second quarter action, 14-7. Good one so far. A little bit more penalties than you'd like to see, but other than that, pretty clean game on both sides.
Yeah, no, well-played game.
First down and 10 for the Celtics. They go out of the pistol formation. And it's Zach Kedron getting the call off the right side, and he didn't have much going east-west. Good containment by the Wildcats, and now here comes the pushing and shoving. There was pushing and shoving on the Wildcats sideline and on the field, and there's a flag down around both areas.
So much for a clean, well-played game.
Right as we say it.
As you said it, I just agreed with you. And once again, we get shot in the foot.
All right, well, we'll have to sort these flags out, which is kind of funny, though, is the problem with the way that the rules are is when there are pushing and shoving, normally nothing happens because they're offsetting.
Yeah.
You get a penalty and I get a penalty, and we both go back to playing, essentially what happens.
Unless there's a dead ball after the play's been blown dead.
Right.
Which is why they call it a dead ball. Oh, I see 2 personal fouls against the wall.
They look like they're all going.
And an ejection, possibly? No.
One of the Wildcats is talking with the head official. That's James Bryant. He's an Arena League guy.
Which Arena League team?
I believe the Power.
Now defunct.
Yeah.
On the Wildcats, it'll be first down.
Lynn Swan was a good football player, not necessarily businessman or.
Well, I don't think it had anything to do with. I think Lynn's now the AD at Southern Cal.
He is. Yeah, that's exactly
right,
where
but
he
you
is.
have to understand something, that the Steelers only let somebody survive in this town as long as they want to let it happen. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a reality person, and that's the truth.
Pistol, back to pass, has time, puts it into the air, into the end zone, incomplete. searching for his receiver down the near sideline, Devontae Shannon, but Johnson could not put it on there. There's pretty good coverage down the sideline, too, forcing that pass maybe a little bit not where he wanted to put it, but nevertheless, incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Defense.
It's a 2nd down and 10. That 15-yard penalty on the play before the last one gave the Celtics Wildcat territory inside the 40 at the 37. Play action, little pump fake, and a big-time sack. James Bryant comes in uncovered and delivers a huge hit to Lamar Johnson. And it's 3rd down and long, and that got this whole sideline excited.
Third down.
Somebody forgot to pick somebody up.
Loss of 7 on that play.
That's
Sacked by James.
pretty observant there.
Yeah, because there was no other pressure but him.
Defense.
3rd down and long. The public address announcer continues to chant
He's
defense.
a hard-working guy.
He
this
is. Johnson from the gun. Sidecar to the right. Back to pass. Here comes everybody on the blitz, and he's not going to get away. Sacked again. Back-to-back sacks by the Wildcats. This time it was Darnell Harding. And
Celtics are going the wrong way.
Dixon also on the sack as it goes back to the 49-yard line of South Buffalo. It will be 4th down and a mile. As they'll need to pick up inside the 30. It looks like at the 27-yard line is where they're going to mark that 1st down at.
Come on, Wildcats fans, I can't hear you.
Are they going for it again, Matt?
It looks like it. Big 4th down rather. They'll go 4 wide. Here goes Lamar Johnson, back to pass. Pressure comes, he spins out of it. No, he couldn't. He's sacked, and again, for the 2nd time this series, it's James Bryant.
I guess Buffalo doesn't have a punter on this trip.
Oh, boy.
I'm sorry, that was number 8, Morty Ivy.
We have an injured Celtic down on the field right now. Is that 53, Ed? Can you see?
Yep, 53.
Uh,
I think he's just tired. He's a big man.
That's Chris Marshall from Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Canada, 6'4", 297.
Yes, he was just tired.
Love these rosters sometimes. Just not a town, not a state, a country.
Well, he's as big as a country. Look at him. I do not understand the coaching decision before the punt. They're running the ball effectively.
Yeah.
They're chewing up the clock. They're tiring out the Wildcat defense, and then they limit what they can do by going into the shotgun with the 4 wide receivers.
Back to pass for the Wildcats. They're going to go right back to work, and that pass skipped well short. Flag comes flying in, though.
And there's some hanky-panky going on because there's a hanky on the field.
That's what I said.
Let's see what kind of skullduggery occurred.
Like Mike Lang with all these catchphrases here.
Well,
You a hockey guy? You watch hockey at all?
I'm not a pro sports fan, man. I think we had this
Yeah,
conversation.
we did talk about
I
this
mean,
one time.
whether they win or lose doesn't affect the quality of my life one bit, except for those people that drink the Kool-Aid and aggravate me because they're brain dead.
Oh, man, I love it.
They picked up the flag. No flag on the play. 2nd and 10.
Okay, no flag. So 2nd down at 10. Michael Wilson from the shotgun hands it off the right side, and South Buffalo's there. They give it
All
off.
of
Kip
them.
Davis, all of South Buffalo, all 11 guys were on that tackle.
They all got a piece of him. I don't know how that happened because he ain't very big, but they were all there.
And it will bring up 3rd down. And if you needed a big stop defensively,
Oh, they need one.
yeah, but the thing is, South Buffalo's offense or defense has done a great job. It's been the penalties that the defense has taken that have allowed Western PA to get that 2nd touchdown.
Okay, Matt, let me explain something to you. Penalties are part of the game.
Thank
too.
you.
Okay, and you coach to prevent those as well.
Do you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now that I know,
Yes.
back to pass. That was
or you have some players that are very good
as that pass is completed over the middle.
to Jamar White. 1st down.
Yeah, it is a 1st down for the Wildcats. Wildcats move the sticks. That was my John Madden comment of the day, okay?
Love John Madden. Never played his little
Boom.
football game, though.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
Don't worry that the horse is blind. Just load the wagon.
He has a good laugh, right?
Well, he was great.
We get a flag here as Wildcats picked up those 12 yards.
Now they're giving back 5 more, which again hasn't hurt them. The penalties have not hurt them. They've overcome
Quite a few of them, yeah.
every bit of adversity, which again is the mark of a solid team.
Right.
Stay focused and then just
And-
line up for the next one.
In the 2nd quarter here, it's 14-7. Wildcats leave. They have the football. And on 1st down at 15, they hand it off. The ball came loose. And the Celtics say they have it. The Wildcats say they have it. And the officials say
The Wildcats have it. Initially, Celtic guy was on it, but it came out from under him. I think
yeah, the Wildcats keep it. Wow.
Recovered by the Wildcats. 2nd
Wow.
down.
Really close call there.
I think his belly pushed it out.
2nd and 12 for the Wildcats.
2nd down at 12 after the penalty, and then get 3 yards on the near fumble. Wilson, play action, back to pass, rolling out to the right side. Going to be chased down. Got a nice block. He's going to take outside and actually run up the far side of that hill. As he did get the corner. You've been talking about that all night. That time he did get the corner, but
Yep.
didn't want to push it upfield at all.
97 came inside, and he popped it outside.
It is 3rd and 10.
3rd down at 10, so they get it back to the 16-yard line. Lights picking up here in Pittsburgh. Shotgun formation, 4 wide receivers set. Sidecar to the right. They'll go back to pass. Wilson throwing and skimming that short.
Wilson's pass is
Incomplete.
It's up 4th and 10.
Is that Jackson over there? No, that was Coleman. Incomplete.
Okay, that was bad positioning on his feet. Okay, just like a batter can never hit a curveball if his lead foot is behind his back foot. That's what occurred on that pass. He couldn't step into it. He threw it all arm because the receiver was open, and it came in low and short.
So we got now fourth down and 10.
This is huge for the Celtics, huge for the Wildcats.
A one-score advantage for the Wildcats right now here in the second quarter. It's 14-7. Wildcats knocking on the door, but face a fourth down and 10. So Wilson from the gun. Back to pass. Has time, throws it into the end zone. Back shoulder, nicely broken up. Breaking up that pass for the Buffalo Celtics. Number 9 as flags come in. Terrence Warren broke up the pass, but we'll check the flags.
Against the Wildcats are coming off the field.
Hey, chop block.
Chop block penalty on the Wildcats. That is declined. Celtics take over first down.
A lot of times at this level, those chop blocks occur accidentally. They're not. No, they do. They're not, because everybody at this level has jobs. They have families, and other than the really low-level teams that I call the River Rats and the Alley Cats, they're the only ones that do that on purpose. And usually at the end of the game, because they know they can't win and they're going to hurt somebody. So
Call them the ham and eggers.
yeah,
They go to Denny's and they order the ham and the eggs.
yeah, they're the ham.
Ham and the eggs.
So because again, I was watching it. It wasn't deliberate.
Malicious. Yeah. Well, big stop, though, by the Celtics defense. They go back to work. They trail by 7. Here come the Celtics, though, with a long football field to work, 85 yards, as they'll start this drive, 84 yards, and they'll start at the 16. Back to pass, throwing down the far sideline. Go up and get it. Incomplete. Trying to get the receiver. Oh, wow, is that flag late as it comes flying in? Wow.
I don't agree with that penalty.
But Marcus Rivers went up. I thought both defender and receiver had ample opportunity to both catch the ball, and the flag came in so late. That might have been an aided penalty by the Celtics sideline, perhaps. I don't know, but nevertheless, it's a big. That's a big penalty.
Well, it's a personal foul. It's 15 from the spot of the ball. So they're still 70 yards away from the end zone.
That only moves them up to the 31. That was a pass interference then. That must have been holding. That's a 10-yard penalty. Throwing and completing the pass over the far side. Across the 35 to the 36-yard line. On the reception there for South Buffalo, Derek Davis.
Johnson's pass complete to Derek Davis.
Rochester product making the catch over on the far side. And making it second down at 5 after the gain of 5. Johnson from the gun, a sidecar to the left, 4 wide receivers, and they got the defense to jump big time. Both sides of the defensive front for the Wildcats took off.
Looked like a jailbreak, Matt.
Yep, jailbroke a little early there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, they're going to call false start.
Oh, well, I was right. I didn't see them move at all. Unless maybe the quarterback did something they didn't agree with.
Wow.
Maybe he clapped his hands too hard.
These officials are enjoying throwing the flags tonight, though.
Yeah, trying to make themselves relevant.
Johnson, and here we get more flags. And it's another false start.
Yeah, see, this is why I don't like these cute. And again, we run the 4 wide. You know, it's a gimmick. Line up in the I formation and pound the rock right now because your guys are they're making too many mistakes. Get their heads back in the game, get their confidence back in their ability to execute the plays. And believe me, offensive linemen would much rather punish the defense in front of them than sit back and play on their heels.
They move man from the left to the right. That's Say. Now he's the right of Johnson, who goes back to pass. Here comes the pressure. He steps up, trying to avoid it, and he can't. Morty Ivy gets in for the sack, the former Pittsburgh Steeler.
Well, he got there fast. That guy didn't even touch him.
Lamar Johnson brought down in the backfield for a big
But again,
sack.
that's what you get because now they've jumped off twice. They can't anticipate their own count.
14-7. The Wildcats lead the Celtics.
I'm pretty sure that if they got to go on 4th down, they should punt. Somebody should punt.
You think someone should punt?
Somebody should punt because, again, they could fumble the punt, muff the punt. That gives you a little better. Oh, here comes another flag.
Delay game. Moving back 5 more.
The Celtics. You can't do that. That's another 5-yard penalty.
Okay, if they're not going to punt, then line somebody up, run out of the back of the end zone. Because I'd rather give up 2.
Yeah.
You got to stretch.
And 7.
Yeah, because they're back there now.
Yeah.
And then you can punt from the 20 or kick off from the 20 and try to give them a long field. I'm always thinking that. Always.
You are.
Oh, you understand it.
You can't stop coaching.
Got to keep working.
Right.
Got to work. You know, I'm a little worker ant.
Worker ant.
Always working.
So you like it? Work, that song.
I'm like that train. Get up that hill. Get up that hill.
All right, throw in and incomplete is Johnson trying to hook up to Devontae Shannon.
There's a flag.
Flag on the play.
Okay, now there's holding, offense.
Yeah,
Holding on
declined.
the Celtics. That penalty is declined.
I wouldn't decline it. I would take the penalty. It's 4th down. What are they doing?
I don't see a punter coming.
No, I don't see anybody that looks like
We're gonna get a timeout.
a punter.
Yep. Timeout. Celtics
Timeout Celtics.
on a 4th down and 20 or so.
I mean, right now the Wildcat defense and offense is just swallowing up the Celtics, and they really do have their foot on the pedal right now.
All the timeout. 14-7. Wildcats lead it over the Celtics.
Yeah. If I knew how much time was actually on the clock, I'd put my quarterback back there and have him run around for a little bit before he goes out of the back of the end zone or flips the ball in the back of the end zone. Give him 2 because they also get the second half kickoff, the Wildcats.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I mean, you got to start playing desperate football right now. Is that good?
Yep. And for those of you that might care and don't have access to a phone, Penguins lead at 1-0 in Game 3. Fourth down, and it looks like they're going to come on to punt. How about this? It looks like Braxton is punting this ball away, and oh, wow, it gets a great Celtic roll.
That's a block in the back.
inside the 25 down at the 24. That's a terrific punt.
And who had the idea?
They were listening to you. They're next door in the coach's box. They heard you. They said, this guy might be right. We should probably punt.
Let's try this. Because the other stuff didn't work before this.
Well, I mean, if anything, it's a one-possession game. Do not hand them a two-possession game.
No.
Now you make the Wildcats haven't gone this far all night.
No,
This is the worst field position of the night.
They haven't had to.
Right.
But
This is the worst field position of the night, and
yes. And the clock's ticking, even though we don't know where it's at.
it's in the other room.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to.
Let me ask the fans. Maybe they know.
Right. Yeah, look. There, I'll turn you off. Handoff. And has got him in the backfield as they bottled him up. And Ed Thomas came in and made the stick in the backfield. Big tackle there, and it will be second down, and we'll call it 13, a loss of 3. You got a time update for us, though.
2:37 in running. We should have the 2-minute warning here.
All right. Well, thanks for the update.
There it is.
Beautiful. And we get a timeout before we get anything else, or is this the 2-minute warning? Yeah, it is.
Matt,
2-minute warning.
That whistle, that guy back there, he controlled. That was a 2-minute warning.
Yeah.
That guy back there.
Yeah.
Not the guy in the white hat. It's the guy back there.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
14-7 as the Wildcats lead the Celtics as we have 2 minutes to go. And you know what? If you're South Buffalo and you're able to hold them here, go into the locker room down 7, I'd be pretty happy with that.
Well, I mean, you're not going to be happy because all the mistakes you made. But again, remember a few years back, I told you the team that makes the adjustments at halftime in a tight ball game like this, regardless of what occurred in the first 2 quarters, is a team that's going to come out on top. So we're going to see. We'll see how quickly the players from each team come out onto the field. That'll tell you who made adjustments and who didn't. Because right now this game is hanging in the balance.
Back to pass. Wilson in trouble, almost got sacked, but was able to run away from it. Now he puts the ball into the air, and it's no one is around, incomplete. And that was a tremendous job, though, for Wilson to just get out of the area of pressure and sling the ball down to the field out of harm's way.
Well, again, the Celtics came up the middle, pressure to push him to one side or the other. The side they pushed him to, the defensive end, went inside. The linebacker came around, but he was underneath the quarterback, which allowed him to get to the sideline to be able to put the ball down the field. Again, with this guy here, you cannot let him get his hips parallel to the line of scrimmage because he does have a strong arm. Not always an accurate arm, but a strong one.
Back to pass for Wilson. Will step up and put it up into the air, down the far sideline, out of the reach.
Okay, they left a lot of time on the clock for the Celtics.
Heard the intended receiver, and it is 4th down, and it looks like, are we going to get to see back-to-back punts, Ed?
Oh, that would be great. We might actually see a punt return in this game.
Wow. And Wildcats punt unit, we'll have to see what Celtics do. We know the Wildcats punt return unit is pretty dangerous.
Yes, it is.
Timeout Wildcats.
Okay, here we go.
So.
Love the punt.
Yeah,
let's see if they catch it in the air or if they let it hit the ground like the Wildcats did and then let it roll for 30 yards. That's the one thing that aggravates me. Catch the ball in the air from midget league. They tell you catch the ball. I mean, in the midgets they kick it.
Well, I don't know if that return guy for the Wildcats realized how much of a boom the young man had.
Well,
what'd you think of the the tunnel and the smoke at the beginning of the game. I forgot to ask you about that.
Well, Matt,
The Celtics have one too, though, at their home field.
that's fine. We don't have one.
No?
No.
No,
And we're not getting one. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
We're not getting one
No.
either. No. It
Big Colt head.
might be a big pile of Colt something there, but
All right, here's the punt after the timeout. I'm just trying to get
okay,
that
they're
fired
hit the
up.
grind.
Yep, and it's going to take a lot more of a friendly roll. And there comes, oh, brother, lots of pushing and shoving and late hits.
I think
Holy crap.
I think there might be an ejection here.
Yeah, there might be. That was, wow.
Yeah.
How about that? Oh, man. Well, this is going to be fun for the officials to figure out.
Yeah, they're over there. They're having a meeting right now. I think that last individual for the Wildcats that came in.
And just had no total reckless abandon there. He just was trying. It was like a human bowling, just trying to destroy anything that was in his path.
Yeah, but
Even teammates, he was hitting everyone.
Yeah, but I think the whistle's already blown.
Yeah. Oh, for a while. Yeah, for sure.
So there might be an ejection. But that one, the others two might be offset, and that one might be tacked on.
That's your guess anyway?
Yeah.
There's a flag all the way back at the 42, too.
Yeah, well, I think that's where it started. And then they just kept it going. But, I mean, anybody that comes in like that, you know, out of nowhere and just Pearl Harbor somebody, because that was as bad as the sneak attack by the Japanese on. I mean, he Pearl Harbored them.
That's it. I've never heard that one either.
Yeah.
Coming up with a lot of them.
You're not as old as I am either.
I thankfully so.
Yeah, I mean, I was a cabin boy on Noah's Ark.
Offsetting penalties.
Oh, just the offsetting.
Oh, well.
Defense.
Again, that last one.
Defense.
I don't see how that could be a continuation of the play.
Defense.
The chain crew's asleep right now. They're down there. They're dancing. Here they come.
All right.
Yeah, see, this way, the games that the Colts do, we always have referees on the clock
sticks.
and doing the sticks.
Yeah.
Because, again, it adds a whole different look of professionalism. You know, you never have to be yelling into the stands, hey, we need somebody to hold the sticks.
Yeah.
And then somebody say, well, I bought a ticket. Do I get my money back? And then I look at him, I go, no, I'll buy you a hot dog at halftime.
Your hot dogs must be pretty good at being a hot dog connoisseur. So
Exactly. I mean, Hebrew National.
All right, first down at 10. And the Celtics go back to work in their first play. It's a completed pass here to the near side. It's Nettles on the reception, I think.
15.
That's a first down for the Celtics.
Back to pass, and this one's got tipped or a little bit of pressure there. Couldn't get it to
A lot of good pressure up the middle.
Nettles.
Good pressure up the middle. And again, those are kind of adjustments they're going to have to make with their blocking scheme if they want to have a chance to come back.
So we're about a minute to go here in quarter number one, or quarter number two, half number one. And they'll go from the pistol formation. Say Man to the backfield. Johnson goes back to pass. Steps up over the pressure. Avoids one would-be tackler. Tries to sidestep another, and he wasn't able to. That was Say who had taken the football. And it's no gain on the play. 3rd down at 10.
Right, and again, they've taken a basic play to start the blitz out of their offense. Both teams, they can't run a screen to a running back. They're sending the inside receivers playing man. The inside linebackers playing man. And again, one thing that'll shut that down is a screen to a running back. But again, there's no running back, there's no tight end.
Oh, they.
Is that the half?
No, one of the Celtics coaches was standing directly behind the Wildcats sideline up in the stands, and they told him to move.
Oh, okay.
He's now down here in the green.
Yeah, I seen him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a little headset on like us. Can we talk to him?
I think you can give him some tips. I think that's halftime. The clock has run out.
Yeah, yep. And again, the key to this game now is who makes the adjustments in the second half, because it's 0-0 at the start of the second half.
Yeah, but after one half of play, it's 14-7. The Western Pennsylvania Wildcats lead the South Buffalo Celtics. That's halftime. Rejoin us for the start of quarter number 3 when we come back.
Matt, can I buy you a hot dog?
You going to buy me a hot dog?
Yeah, you want a hot dog? Because I'm getting one. They didn't have mustard when I was down here.
Ed Broski returns to the broadcast booth, and if there's any reason to rejoin us, that is it. Also, the South Buffalo Celtics trying to make a comeback in the second half. Those answers to those questions. When we return, we'll be back here on the Champ Sports Network's presentation of PAFL football.
For the second.
And we'll welcome you back. Welcome you back here for quarter number 3. Coming to you live from the stands, back alongside Ed Brodsky, Matt Fargo here with you as they go onside kick to the Celtics, and do they have the football?
They had it initially, but I don't think they have it now.
They do not. Wildcat football. Boy, that would have been a way to come out in the second half. Turn the momentum right on your side right out of the gates, but they weren't able to do it, Ed.
Well, but I'm going to tell it, I like the call. That tells me that we're in for a heck of a second half. They seen something.
So give me put the coach's hat on here for both teams. If you were the Wildcats, what adjustments are you making? What adjustments did you make at halftime? And same goes for the Celtics.
I don't know what adjustments they made at halftime.
What would you have made?
Well, I wouldn't have had 6 guys in line for a hot dog. Okay, I'm sorry, I wouldn't. And there were. I mean, I got back here late that because I was waiting for them to get their food. So we'll see. I think that was the major adjustment they made, was getting some fuel.
Bellies are full. All right, so they're going to do an end around on the wide receiver. It's Coleman on the right side, and Coleman knocked down just short of the 45-yard line at the 46, as they'll pick up 2 yards on the first down carry. It'll be second down at 8 after 2 yards.
Gain of 2, second and 8.
Again, another short field for the Wildcats. We'll see what they can do with it.
Wildcats lead this one 14-7. 4-0 Western PA Wildcats, the 2-0 South Buffalo Celtics, coming to you from the stands here from the second half. You like this?
I love being amongst the common people.
It's like when the broadcasters do, left field broadcast on baseball broadcast and stuff like that. Coleman coughed up the pill. Ball's loose. It's still loose, and the Celtics could not. They finally came up with the football. Celtics get the football. They get the big-time turnover to start things off in the second half, and South Buffalo has a chance to tie things up.
Adjustments. They win ball games in the second half. Right now, looks like one team made the adjustments.
And I want to say Terrence Warren was the man who came up with the football.
Make some noise for your boys. Defense.
And it's first down and 10 for the Celtics. So did they make the same kind of adjustments on the offensive side of the ball as they did the defensive side of the ball?
I believe they did, because they're coming out in I formation, which is what I would have done. Okay.
Never mind. Scratch that. They'll go pistol.
It's still an I formation.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's a broken eye.
Say? Oh, no, it's going to be Say in a quarterback, or I beg your pardon, Marcus Dorsey is now the quarterback. He's listed as a running back out of the University of Buffalo. And he'll throw an incomplete pass. It'll be second down and 10 after the incomplete pass, but a change up at the quarterback position, whether or not it was maybe a little Wildcat or maybe they're actually looking for a change. We'll have to kind of wait and see what that which way it is going to go for the Celtics.
Well, again, if I got a new quarterback start of the second half, I'm going in the I formation and I'm running the ball till he gets a feel for the game. Now they got a major penalty.
Yeah, they got a holding call. So we'll march them on back into South Buffalo territory, all the way back at the 46-yard line is where the Celtics will be.
Defense. Defense. Defense.
First down and 10 for the Celtics. For first down and 22 for the Celtics. Well, it looks like the Wildcats jumped off, and they did go to the I formation. Say got the call and got 2 yards, but we're going to give them 5 yards because of the encroachment penalty there.
You see, again, I don't like the pistol. Don't really like the shotgun because only bad things can happen in the shotgun. You could fumble the ball, bad snap, over your head, and again, getting the snap that deep, the linebackers can see the play develop and they can come up. You can't do any of the smoke and mirror stuff unless you're under center. That's a running back that's hurt.
Yeah. Say's down right now. The coaching staff out to get to him. Something that I noticed that they changed was head coach Ron Anderson is now up in the booth calling plays, and the other coaches that were up here are now down on the field. So they switched places. As they tend to the downed running back for South Buffalo, Randy Say. A little bit ginger on his feet. Needs some teammates' help to get escorted off the off the field onto the sideline. So that 5-yard penalty will going to play first down for the third time in this series.
Offsides on the Wildcats, 5-yard penalty. First and 20.
Again, you don't got to get it all. Just get something, but establish that line of scrimmage. You like that? Huh? That's right. So I get the big money. Don't ever forget.
First down and 20 from the 49 of the Wildcats. They hand it off the. They gave it off to the big fella, the fullback who had lined up. Andre Coleman, the ball carrier.
Jesse Williams on the carry for the Celtics.
I beg your pardon, it was Jesse Williams on the carry. PA announcer corrects me.
Gain of about 5. That makes it
gets it inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. Gains 5. Second down, 15. Small chunks here when you're behind the sticks, playing behind the sticks, which the Celtics have done quite a bit tonight.
Yep. Since they can't punt.
They had that one good punt. They had a good punt. No, and it turned out good for them. They didn't give up any more points in the half.
And if that punter would have taken one more step, he'd have kicked the ball into the butt of his up back. So he's not a punter because he took like 2-3 baby steps.
Back to pass, throwing here near side, and it's nearly intercepted. In fact, it went through the defensive back hands. Incomplete. That was Jock Foster Jr. on the coverage. Again, we do see Marcus Dorsey in at quarterback, so I don't know if that's injury reasons or if it was an actual change of Lamar Johnson not being in a quarterback. One of the two is the case, but you have a running back essentially playing quarterback.
Can we get our sideline reporter, Matt, to go over there and inquire?
Right.
Okay.
Let's go down to Aaron Andrews. Aaron, take it away.
Is that her down there in the yoga pants?
out and leaping over a defender on the far sideline. Ricky Winston out of Bennett College makes the catch.
Okay, there's some laundry on the field back by the quarterback.
More laundry. It's a heavy load of laundry.
Yep.
Today.
Yeah. I don't want that, Bill.
Got to use those Tide to Go pods. Those are good stuff. Yeah.
They are good. I like them little things they have for the dishwasher.
Oh yeah, little pods. Those are good stuff.
Yeah.
Rough of the passer on the Wildcats. It's a 15-yarder and a first down.
That came from our sideline reporter, Matt. Earl
Yeah.
Work. Remember the Pittsburgh Colts. Earl, good job. Keep it up. Get Coach Neely to pay attention. Help us out here as well.
Wow, that is a very nice.
My nephew, Cameron Nixon, number 28.
28.
The special teams. You know,
They have good coverage.
yeah.
The first down and 10 for the Celtics, now inside the 20-yard line.
Roughing the quarterback.
Yep. So, Dorsey in at quarterback, back to pass, going to set up a screenplay to the far side. He got his man.
They covered that well. That's only about a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, very quickly collapsing.
Yep. Okay, Matt, the report we have from the sidelines is that the quarterback for the Celtics has a hip pointer. Not sure about his return at this point. It occurred right there before halftime, and he got sandwiched amongst all them big bodies. So,
well, thank you for that.
Yeah, the trainer gave him an Advil, hoping that
Edgar Snyder injury update.
That he can return. Love his commercials, Edgar.
Yeah. 8.
They touch all of us.
Second down and 8. They throw. Dorsey has the completed pass down to the 10-yard line. On the reception for South Buffalo, hauling in that pass, Marcus Rivers. We talked about him in the first half, the former Baltimore Raven, and Rivers making that unbelievable touchdown grab in the first quarter.
Yep.
Just totally palmed the football with one hand. And they're going to give Rivers the 9, so it's first down and goal for the Celtics, trying to knock on the door and tie this game up. There have been some great battles between these two teams, and it feels like we're in for another one here.
Yep. It's a good one.
Celtics knocking on the door. First down and goal from the 9-yard line. Dorsey from the gun. Trips to the far side right. High snap. Dorsey pulls it down. Looks left. He's going to be sacked back at the 15-yard line. And once again, it's James Bryant. And he comes up with the sack.
Again, the middle is wide open. Quarterback draw, quarterback trap.
That makes it second and goal.
And if you have a running back as quarterback,
yeah,
why not take advantage of that?
Yeah.
Now, after a third or second down and goal from the 9, it goes to now
3rd and 15.
Third down and goal from the 15. Second down and goal from the 15. It was second down. They flipped the sticks here. Dorsey. They got trips tight to the far side. Dorsey goes back to pass, looks that way, and he throws a dangerous pass that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. Best chance at the football was wearing black. That was Preston Robinson. It'll be third down and goal now, back at the 15-yard line. And an opportunity here for the Wildcats to slam the door shut.
No, they got 2 downs.
Yeah,
and on this down, I would run the quarterback draw.
Yeah, get him a little closer.
Yep.
Third down. A little sprinkle coming in here.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
I thought somebody spit at me.
Well, that's pretty likely for you. It happens all the time.
Believe
right?
me, I feel Trump's pain right now.
Oh, boy. Dorsey Back to pass. Here comes pressure. In some trouble. Got to get it away, and he'll throw it away. Incomplete. They want intentional grounding, and they're not going to get it. They really want it. They still want it. An official comes flying in here. One of the linesmen comes in flying in, wanting the intentional grounding. And there it is. that long? Come on. The white hat is right near that. It was obvious intentional grounding, but do we really need to get to that point to make that call?
I guess so. But again, the Celtics just blew themselves up again.
Back him up, and that's lost it down. It's 4th down.
So it should be 4th down and goal from 30 something.
I don't know because he's still making up his mind. It's not something that they do instantaneously. It must be instant replay. We don't know.
Yeah, that's right. Well, the broadcast team, we should know. Right?
Yeah, well, if I don't know, I'll make it up, Matt.
Yeah.
Now, the worst thing they can do at this point is take a sack.
Yeah.
All right.
Defense.
4th down and goal for the Celtics at the 33-yard line. They need 33 yards. Dorsey back to pass. Pressure. Sacked. Fumble. And it's recovered by the Wildcats, and they got open pastures as he got the 50, the 45, leaps over a man at the 30, the 20, the 15, and inside the 15, and he handed it off for the touchdown, and here comes more flags. I don't think this touchdown's going to stand.
No, but it was exciting.
It was fun to watch, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Not if you're a Celtics fan. There's a flag there and a flag way back near midfield.
Yep, but it might be against them.
It's just stupid.
All the officials go back to work to try to figure everything out again.
Can we call a delay game on the officials and
Right.
making these calls?
Block in the back on the Wildcats, so no touchdown. Then a dead ball, unsportsmanlike on the Wildcats. So this is going to basically give them the ball with no return. Essentially is what's going to happen here.
Yeah. We just don't know where they're going to end up with the ball.
Well, that's been the mystery of the night, has it not? So really, no harm, no foul, because the Celtics weren't going to score a touchdown on that play, and the Wildcats get no return. So it's essentially a turnover on downs. Just it was a little bit fun to watch there for a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like rugby.
It looked like rugby.
The scrum.
Yeah, right.
Come out of the scrum.
Very much so.
They had a what's some of the terms in rugby? Scoundrel.
Scoundrel shovel.
Shovel.
Punt.
Punt. Not in this game.
I knew you mentioned like that.
I mean, it's like a seventh grade.
I said
game.
Madden. You know, they just don't want to. They don't. You don't punt in Madden.
They can't punt. They can't
Hand it
kick.
off right up the middle. Some ground and pound for the Wildcats. Cameron Dixon. And an injured Wildcat down. I don't know how much longer I'm going to hang out here if it keeps raining.
It is raining. It's spitting a little bit.
Ed Brodsky has your weather update. Ed.
Yes. It's cloudy.
60% chance it's already raining.
I can guess the weather as good as anybody on TV. Right now it's raining. Good possibility it'll get worse or it could stop. The sun could come out tomorrow.
There's an injured Wildcat down. It's 14-7. We haven't seen scoring since the first quarter. It was 14-7 after one quarter. We haven't seen anything in the second, and nothing as defenses have locked it down, but maybe more than the defenses locking it down, the offenses have also struggled. Whether it's been self-aided penalties or, I mean, that's really been the story of the game is who can clean this up a little bit. And
Yeah. Well, again, I did see some scoring there at halftime. As I told you, the Wildcat players getting hot dogs and chips. So, right now they're controlling the game. Okay. Looks like an injury to Brandon Carter. No, who is it? Oh, okay, it's not Brandon Carter. Oh, it's an offensive lineman. I'm sorry.
Is that 88? Yeah.
88. Looks to be
Robert Draft.
He's a little tender on his legs
Robert
right
Draft.
now.
Yeah.
It's either a knee or an ankle.
2nd down and 4 now for the Wildcats. And they give it off on a delayed handoff off the left side. Dixon trying to get the corner, wasn't able to do it. Maybe gains 2, so it's going to be about 2 yards shy of the stick, setting up another big 3rd down for these two teams.
Gain of 2, 3rd and 2.
I'm going to thought the Celtic defense has speed. 'Cause
Yeah.
He had the corner, but he wasn't able to turn it up.
3rd down and a very short 2. Play action to Dixon, and they give it right off.
Nope,
Quarterback keeper,
He faked it.
Michael Wilson.
Faked it and took it off tackle.
And he picked up the 1st down and a whole lot more, over the 40 up to the 42-yard line.
We just had an update from one of our sideline reporters. The Celtics now have the heaviest player in semi-pro football.
There's a handoff
on
off the
field.
left side and a touchdown saving tackle. As Dixon took it around the left side, that might have been the biggest play of the night offensively on either side. And the Wildcats pick up a 1st down and they go into territory. But, Ed, guess what there's on the field?
Allegedly, there's been a foul committed. It's alleged at this point.
Innocent until proven.
Okay, it's confirmed.
Okay.
It's no longer an allegation.
All right. Wow, you're so fair.
Well, I try to
I
be.
never thought I'd say that, but you are. That was very fair.
I try to be. I mean, you can't be sure. How many times have they picked the flag up?
I think it just like throwing them. Delayed handoff, Dixon.
Ooh, he got smashed to the ground by the heaviest player on the field.
70 for the Celtics. John Kimball.
Jones, the ball carrier.
You ready for this stat line here?
Yes.
John Kimball, he's 6'8", 365.
No gain on the
A
play.
lot of girth in that uniform.
Oh, my goodness. 6'8".
Yep. He's tall.
There's your John Madden of the day.
Yeah. I've been known to have a firm grasp of the obvious.
Well, play action, they're going to keep it again.
Did you see?
Is Wilson. And Wilson spun free and down the far sideline. And another touchdown saving tackle for the Wildcats getting tripped up. And Wilson, being the quarterback draw play, has opened up the offense. You said that the Celtics should have been running that quarterback option play. They had a lot of room to run it.
Yeah.
Wildcats have taken your advice, and it's working pretty well for them.
Glad to be of service. Okay, we just had another VIP come into the stadium. Kwame Shelton works for PNC Bank.
For the believer in you.
Pardon me?
For the believer in you, PNC
Yes,
Bank.
yes.
Right? Isn't that the question?
There he is right now.
Jones, the ball carrier.
Jones gets the call on first down for the Wildcats. They have a 7-0 advantage.
Yep, Kwame Shelton's in the house, everybody, from PNC Bank. If you need a loan, give him a call. He controls all the money.
No gain,
All of it.
second and 10.
All the money.
I think they're in New York, PNCs, right?
Yeah,
Are they in New
yeah. He
York?
works in Pittsburgh. Though.
Right.
Yeah.
We have a more Boston-based listening audience tonight.
Love Boston.
Or not Boston, Buffalo. Jeez, oh man.
Love Buffalo even more.
Play action. In trouble. Moving out here to the near side. Wilson, a little pump fake, then throws it again, threw it behind his intended receiver. Incomplete.
Matt, we have another allegation of misconduct by one of the players on the field.
You know, I've done a lot of these games in my career,
Yes.
albeit I am young, but I started young.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing a national championship game in DeLand, Florida, and I didn't know my broadcast partner, and he was very, not as you're being more sarcastic, but he was actually being serious on, he would say something like, the ball will be marked for play at the 32-yard line, and he was very
Articulate.
Penalty decline, third
yes,
down and 10.
and he was very very exact and very over the top. Yeah, like there was a infraction on the field, stuff like that. And I made a joke about the flag being, it was either a flag or a banana peel, and he confirmed that it was a flag and not a banana peel.
Very serious
Yes.
individual as well.
Yes, he was. He didn't get the joke. Wilson throwing, put it up in the air. Oh, and it's nearly intercepted, knocked down. Oh, my goodness. The Celtics had their chance, and it was in the hands of Andrew Marinero. Oh, my goodness, incomplete.
Until that karate chop by Chris Clark to the back of his head. And then that dislodged the football. That was a good play by Chris because he might have taken that to the house.
So close.
Yep. All right, now I like what the Wildcats are doing here. Starting to rain.
Oh, are they gonna punt?
We're going to punt.
How about that?
Okay, and again, they have good coverage teams.
Right.
Very good coverage teams.
For the
Yeah, they pin them back.
Celtics have a number 2. That's Jaleel Harris back to return the punt. Low snap, no pressure though, and Harris is going to let this roll, and it's going to take a favorable roll finally. Took a little bit time to get there, but it did. Touchback. So a net punt of 18 yards gives the Celtics the football at the 20-yard line, and they trail by 7 here in the third quarter. It's 14-7.
Attention fans, a set of keys has been turned into the press box up here. There's a tag on it that says 2004 Chevy Trailblazer color gray, and also a 9 West.
Can I take credit for you leaving?
These are your keys. Please come up to the press box.
I've also Coach Reed have to stand people leave. Don't leave.
First down at 10 for the Celtics.
I know that's a long walk for you at your age and size to come back up here.
The umbrellas are out in the stands, except for us. But we have an optional box.
Yeah, we got a 6-inch soffit and facey over top of us.
Oh, I guess they're not keeping the clock up in the booth in the second half. It's on the field. So it's even more of a mystery of how much time's left.
And even though they're not playing, I bet you the clock's
Allegheny
still
County
running.
gets a lot of money for use of this field. You'd think they'd be able to figure out how to fix the scoreboard.
And provide the chains. You know, when you play here, you have to bring your own down marker and your own chains.
Oh.
Even though they have them in the locker room, you're not allowed to use them.
No.
Okay, like everybody has a spare down marker and marker in their basement, yard markers.
I got them.
Yeah,
In my garage.
I mean, when you're spending all your money on inflatable tunnels, and smoke.
I'm
Again,
going to get you an inflatable tunnel next year.
no,
Why not?
because I'm
For
old.
free.
I'm old school. When I was
No,
in,
I won't charge you though. I'll get it.
we still run through a paper sign.
I like paper signs. Those were
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
I'd always try to be out front so I could be the one to rip it.
I used to have a dance team a couple years back, and they unfortunately made the sign out of vinyl, and they were holding the sign. It's like 20 foot long. We come running through. My guys hit that sign, and they dragged 12 dancers for 20 yards down the field. So we had to explain to them that the sign should be paper.
All right, Celtics go to work. They hand it off on first down.
And this is what they need to do.
Right on the play.
I think I'm going to head up out of here. Next dead ball here.
Not me. I'm staying
My
right
papers
here.
are getting wet.
Yeah.
Getting a little flimsy here.
You should know all the names and numbers by now. You did a whole first half.
Yeah, right. I have a lot of names and numbers in this head.
I got a lot of numbers. I can't match the names with the numbers are.
Hardest name, Ishikawa Nawaku. Was on Team Japan when I did.
Coach Neely?
Yeah, post
Always a
game show.
pleasure.
Yeah,
Always a pleasure.
93.7 The Fan.
Yep. If you're not the best coach in semi-pro football, you're definitely the biggest.
Dorsey from the I formation now on first down and 5. They got the jump, and they're going to give it right back to them on after an encroachment call on the Wildcats. You get a false start penalty on the Celtics. Giveth and taketh away.
Yes. Very unfortunate.
First down at 10 as we do these back and forth penalties. Back to pass. Throw it over the far side. Got his man at the 25-yard line. Hauls in the pass. Is that the end of the third? It is. After 3, it's the same as it was after 1. 14-7, the Western PA Wildcats have the lead over the South Buffalo Celtics. We will take a break, and when we come back, we'll be back to J.C. Stone Field outside of Pittsburgh and bring you the final act of this one, the Celtics and the Wildcats, back here on the Champ Sports Network. And we're back to J.C. Stone Field. 14-7 our score. I'm Matt Fargo, joined alongside, or actually down below, Ed Broski, the former coach of the Pittsburgh Colts, and now they're coming back. They're making a comeback. Aren't they, Ed?
Well, yeah, we only missed 1 year.
Well, that would be still meaning that you're coming back.
We were on hiatus.
Okay. All right. All right. That's fair enough.
Hiatus. When you get to be my age, you need hiatuses.
On second down and 5 as we open up the fourth quarter, a draw play that picks up 4. It will be third down and 1. Celtics haven't done too well on these third and shorts tonight.
That's because they waited too long to do what they're doing now.
So this is kind of cool. We have a broadcaster in the booth, we have a broadcaster in the stands, and we still have broadcasters on the sidelines.
Yes, we do.
So this is a full-service ESPN who?
Exactly.
So a penalty. No, I thought there was a penalty.
Nope.
I take that back. Stand corrected. 3rd and 1, and it's an overshot. Why do you throw it on 3rd and 1? I'm not quite sure, but it's going to be 4th and 1. Especially a play that was still, if completed, would have been still short of the first down.
Yeah, I think so. They had it read. Okay, we're not punting.
No?
No,
Okay.
from the 29-yard line.
With like 14 and change to go.
Yes, at the south end of the field, I think.
Take your word for it.
We're moving left to right here.
Yes. Across your computer screen,
All right, we're going
iPad.
to the west end of the field.
Okay.
That's,
Defense. Defense.
4th and 1.
okay,
And big down. They're going to go from the shotgun, too. 4 wide receivers set for the Celtics. They got the Wildcats to jump. First down, Celtics. Wow.
are you sure?
I'm gonna take that
And why are the Celtics walking towards the end zone?
because they took a timeout.
Okay. Again, for the fans at home who can't see the game, we're just trying to give you a vivid picture of what's going on here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know our video is not. We don't have 17 cameras, but you could see the better part of it.
Are they watching it right now?
They are. Yeah, this is live. A lot of you tuned in.
All righty then. But again, this is a good football game.
Yeah,
it really
I mean, just a
is.
lot of penalties on both sides, though. But
Yeah, but what they're lacking for execution, we're making up for with some really good hits.
yeah, that's for sure.
Which again is why fans come to the game. I mean, they don't want to see courtesy football. I won't hit you if you don't hit me. But they're laying some lumber on each other here. There was no penalty.
No, there was not. So they go 4th and 1. They're going to go quarterback keeper. And Wildcats said they didn't get it. The initial spot, a little bit too close to call. How's it look down from your angle?
From my angle, he's short.
From mine, it looks like he got it.
Okay, but you also said there was a penalty on that play.
Well, there was. They waved it off.
Again. So it was an alleged.
First down.
That's a gift. It is. I didn't see him go anywhere.
For the Celtics.
I didn't.
First down, South Buffalo. They live to fight another day. On this drive, anyway. Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I didn't see that Powell move.
You've been very non-partial in tonight's broadcast, so I almost take your word for it here.
Again, I mean, I call it the way that I think it actually is.
First down and 10 for the Celtics from the 30-yard line. High snap. He was able to pull it down, and here comes the quarterback draw play. And right up the middle for the South Buffalo Celtics goes Dorsey, and he picks up 9 yards. Ed, you've been waiting for it, and there it was.
Would have been more if the shotgun snap had been over his head and he had to stop it. Didn't he, in midair, have it drop and catch it? And that gave them time to recover because there was a big hole there.
So 2nd down and 1 after the 9-yard gain. We've been talking about Dorsey, who's taken over the quarterback duties here in the second half. Or Lamar Johnson. Dorsey remains in. There's 4 wide receivers. A sidecar to Dorsey's left.
It's a pass.
Back to pass he goes. Looks left, throws that way. Got his man right at the first down sticks. Hauling of the pass. Elijah Dunn. makes the reception. And it's first down yardage, and it looks like we're going to get a Wildcat timeout.
Well, no, there's an injured player on the Wildcats sideline here for the Celtics.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see him. James Harrison's blocking him.
He looks a little wobbly there. Something happened.
Dorsey's pass is incomplete. 3rd and 1.
He's not. Is he coming off the field? Yeah.
Little hobbled.
Yeah.
I think he would have to. That's DJ Nettles, the injured Celtic down to the field.
Well, they spotted the ball, Matt. It's not a first down.
All right, 3rd down. They did not give him the first down. Wow.
They called an incomplete pass.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then that makes more sense. Dorsey on a quarterback design keeper, and he spun forward for the first down, moving the sticks over the 40-yard line to the 42. Very nicely done by Marcus Dorsey, the 5'10 tailback turned quarterback from the University of Buffalo.
Defense! Defense! Let me hear you, Wildcats! Defense! 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 Defense!
The hardest working announcer in semi-pro football.
I did not work that hard, personally.
No, this guy, I don't know what the...
I'm not sure either. Choo-choo train, something?
Is he shushing us?
Nate agrees.
Get in there. Get in there. Get in there.
Dorsey throwing through a defensive back who was closer to Dorsey on the play, incomplete, well short of the intended receiver. And that was Rivers, the intended receiver, and it's 2nd down and 10. I like that quarterback sneak again, Ed.
Well, again, now they're loading up the middle when he's in the shotgun because they know bringing pressure in his face because he's not tall. And again, they move him to one side. His hips aren't parallel to the line of scrimmage. He can't really step into the throw. I'm looking for a pick by the Wildcats if that continues.
Well, they hand it off, and there's a fumble, and it's a scoop. And down the field, he will go and score. Scoop and score for the Wildcats.
Hold on.
Jawan Bryant goes the distance, but
behind the play.
There is an alleged penalty.
Yes. Although I think this one's going to be proven beyond a shadow of a doubt.
As there's another Celtic down, so the turnover should stay. Should stand.
Yes, it will.
But the touchdown will not.
No.
And that's the 2nd turnover for a touchdown that's going to get called back on the Wildcats tonight. It's trying to get the official's word. Personal foul on the Wildcats.
Or Wildcats, yeah.
And Wildcats ball.
Personal foul on the Wildcats, but after possession changes. First down, Wildcats on that fumble recovery.
The only thing we don't know at this point is where the ball's going to be spotted.
That's a new one.
I think they're going to walk it off now, Matt. All right, it's It's going to be somewhere around the 37, 38-yard line, 39, 40, 41, 39.
What do you think? Final answer?
Final answer.
39.
Final answer, Alex.
So the Wildcats with a 7-point advantage here in the fourth quarter. They have the football, and they have it 39 yards away from adding to their 7-point lead. Can they do it? Williams back to pass. Will throw it over the middle, and he was not looking for it, and it was thrown behind him anyway. Is trying to get Chris Clark on that one, incomplete. Welcome all of you joining us from the Buffalo area, New York area, big Buffalo Celtics fans. Appreciate you tuning in. Glad to bring you tonight's broadcast live from 20 minutes north of Pittsburgh in Allison Park, Pennsylvania, here at J.C. Stone Field. Delayed handoff for the Wildcats as they give it off to Johnny Bynum, and Bynum cuts his way forward for a 4-yard gain to the 35.
Johnny Bynum, the ball carrier.
Bring up a third down in
Gain of 4, third and
6.
Yep, made a nice play. Was jammed up in the inside. He bounced it to the outside. Picked up positive yards.
14-7. All scores came in the first quarter. Wildcats went up 6-0. Then the Celtics took a 7-6 lead. And then the Wildcats got a touchdown to 2-point conversion to make it 14-7. Quarterback keeper, and the Celtics were prepared this time as Wilson was dragged down by his legs by an alert Terrence Warren.
short gain brings up 4th down.
And it will be 4th down. And what do you do here, Ed? You're in no man's land. It's almost too close to punt, too far to kick a field goal. Looks like you got to go for it here.
Well, yeah, you definitely have to go for it. 4th and 4, it's kind of long. But again, I got a quarterback with good wheels. He's not a fumbler. I don't know that I risk throwing it down the field.
Back to pass, throwing over the middle. It's tipped, and it's knocked down, incomplete. Could have been picked and returned for a touchdown, did the defensive back. But the Celtics able to deflect another chance by the Wildcats to put this one away. And again, Ed, the Celtics keep hanging around, and you have to wonder if they're going to be able to figure out something to break through this and at least get this thing tied up.
Yeah, well, I mean, right now the disadvantage we have is the announcers. We don't know how much time is left.
That's all. Yeah, the scoreboard, if those of you tuning in, scoreboard's not working here in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And
all right, I've been informed by our sideline reporter that there's 8:24 left.
Okay.
So again,
A lot of time left.
I've got a good line. I got a running back at quarterback. I got 2 running backs. Again, I'm going to try to make something happen with the running game because they're running through our offensive line, or the Celtics' offensive line on in the shotgun formation.
Yeah.
So.
Well, buckle up for these final few minutes.
And again, you got Morty Ivy coming off the edge. I mean, he's back there so quick. I would not want my quarterback standing back at number 3, too.
They go into the I formation, do the Celtics. And we get pre-snap penalty before we get things going. That's kind of how we started most Celtic possessions, with the pre-snap penalty on one side or the other.
Yep.
And it's going to be a false start on the Celtics. And the Celtics have been too often tonight been working behind the sticks.
Yep.
They set themselves up behind the sticks before they even get going. So even when they're taking steps forward, it's just to negate the steps they've already taken backward.
Yeah, and now they've because of the way they've run their offensive game plan, the Wildcats were playing man when they were in the pro formation there on the receivers, and they're putting 8 in the box. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's kind of hard. Okay, now they're back in their 4 wide.
Yep, they're back out to spread it out. And it's Dorsey going back to pass. Sets and throws. And he throws it out of bounds. Damian Cornish was the closest to the ball, and he's in street clothes.
2nd and 15. Come on, Wildcats fans.
Again, I don't.
And it's 2nd down and 15.
Celtics.
And the Celtics take a timeout. Not much is working here or clicking for this offense for the Celtics.
No,
Ed, they haven't been able to find their groove at all.
no, they've taken whatever playbook they have, and because of the misfires and the penalties, right now they're a very predictable offense, and they're a little bit desperate, and the Wildcats are sitting on that.
Well, we talked about earlier in the broadcast, last time these two teams played, a Hail Mary by the Wildcats to try to tie the game with no time left in regulation. They get it and then miss the extra point. The Celtics go on to win 21-20 in the playoffs. Wildcats that were a part of that loss have surely not forgotten about it.
No, but this is a different Wildcat team. Like I said, they have a very stout defense. Their special teams are good. Their offense is just good enough. Okay, when they need to make a play, they can make a play. But,
Dorsey back to pass on 2nd down and long, and they hook it up down the far side. And we haven't heard a lot from him today or in the second half. That's Marcus Rivers, who made that big touchdown catch. Rivers hauls in that pass to make it a manageable 3rd down as he gets it to the 36-yard line. They need the just short of the 43 for a 1st down.
yeah. Well, again, the Wildcats are continuing to get a push up the field with their defensive front. And he's throwing a timing route now, but it's 3rd and 7.
Shotgun and a sidecar to the right. Back to pass. Tall pass is caught by a lineman, and he shoveled it back to the quarterback, and the quarterback's going to be sacked. I don't know if that's even a legal play. That offensive lineman isn't eligible.
Well, he didn't try to advance the ball. I mean,
That was ridiculous.
I think they're allowed to receive it. They just can't advance it.
Come on, Wildcats.
4th down and long. And again, the Wildcats have the Celtics pinned back for a long 4th down attempt.
At this point, the Celtics need a miracle.
Yeah.
I mean, they do, because they're just off their game. Okay.
They're going to punt.
Yes.
There's LaShawn Braxton. Braxton, 6'2", 305, doing the punting. And he gets off another big booming kick, and it's going to take a nice roll and go out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
You know what? If they'd have used him in the first half,
at the 35-yard line.
Yeah.
might have worked out better for him. Because
Yeah, if we take you back to catch you up on how we got to this point, the reason why the Wildcats have a 7-point advantage is because the Celtics went for that quick kick.
Yep.
We'll take you back to the first quarter. The Celtics go for the quick kick. It gets blocked. It rolls all the way to the 2-yard line. And then the Wildcats take advantage on a 3rd down and goal. It was Michael Wilson finding Christian Jackson in the back of the end zone for a 7-yard touchdown, and it was 6-0 Wildcats. The Celtics would score with a amazing catch by Marcus Rivers in the end zone. Made it 7-6. The Wildcats would go down and respond to make it 14-7 7 on another short field.
Right now, the Celtics defense is going to have to either win this game or put the offense in a position to win the game by creating a turnover and getting them as close to the end zone as they can.
So here we go. 1st and 10 for the Wildcat offense, who sends a man in motion left to right. That's Coleman. And they try to dump it to him, and it's Welsh at the shoes of Coleman. And did we get a penalty or no? That was just a little joking around.
Little shadow boxing going on.
Yeah.
Just letting them know, don't mess with me. I'm 6'8", and I got a wingspan here. I can hit you. You're standing on a 30. I'm on a 40. I can hit you.
2nd and 10 for the Wildcats.
Now there again, the quarterback's feet were in bad position. His lead foot was to the side. Threw it. The ball lost gravity.
And Wilson takes it on a keeper, and he's in big trouble as there's all kinds of traffic behind him, and he's going to try to weave his way out of it. There comes a flag. It's going to be a face mask penalty on the Celtics.
Yep.
And the Celtics had him dead to rights, but dancing out of danger was Michael Wilson, and then he got the face mask penalty, so what ended up only losing a yard is going to give them 15.
Is that your kid down there, Earl? Is that your kids down there?
We've got a face mask penalty on the Celtics. First down, Wildcats.
And again, I don't know if you've seen the big man, number 70, get off the ball there. He's 6'8", and he can run. No, he could. I mean, he forced Mike to change his directions twice.
So we go to a 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats. Here in the 4th quarter, it's 14-7.
Okay, 5:30 on a running clock.
5:30, clock moving. 1st down and 10 from the 49 for the Wildcats. Wilson sends Coleman in motion. Goes back to pass. Has all day, a day and a half. Then he lets it fly down the sideline. He got his man. It's caught for the Wildcat touchdown. Jamar White hauls in the touchdown pass. And the Wildcats take a 2-touchdown advantage.
Jamar got behind the corner, and again, it's 6'2", with a lot of speed. That's the death knell.
Jim Taylor on to attempt the extra point.
Taylor for the extra point to make it a 14-point game with 5 minutes to go in the 4th. Snap, hold, kick, good. 5 minutes to play in the 4th quarter, and it's the Wildcats 21, the Celtics 7. And oh boy, has irony turned the script. Ironically, same situation from 2 years ago. A 14-point lead for what was the Celtics 2 years ago in the playoffs. And the Wildcats were able to come back and almost tie it. Can the Celtics do the same thing? I think they need something. They need a spark from special teams or something, because their offense hasn't been able to figure things out.
No, it's again, it hasn't worked for them.
At the end of the 2nd period, it's the Penguins 2, the Sharks 1.
All right, getting set to kick this one back the way to the Celtics. You knew that it was only a matter of time to see a big play, but it was just who was going to get it. It was the Wildcats.
Yeah, well, on that particular play, the Celtics only rushed 3 guys, and they had they had 97 out, they had 70 out, they had the other one. I mean, it looked like they put their big people in to stop the run, but they only rushed 3, so they didn't get within spitting distance of him. And again, Jamar was able to get behind the corner, and that was the end of that.
Here's the return for the Celtics. It's Davis.
There's nothing there.
He's trying to cut it onto the far side. He got the 25, the 30, the 35, up across the 40, the 45, midfield, over midfield, up to the 45-yard line of the Wildcats, and that was what they needed if they want to get back into it. They get into Wildcat territory to set up this offensive drive.
Well, they have good starting position, but let's see what they do with it, and here comes a flag.
Very late.
Starting to rain again.
I think it's on the oh, it's a bench warning on the Celtics, sideline warning. Oh, and
There's an injured Celtic
Yeah.
down, too.
there's a player down. I can't tell who it is, though.
Yeah.
No, it's a Celtic player, yes. I think it was the return man.
Derek Davis. Starting to rain out there again.
Don't feel a thing. Lady next to me has an umbrella. She's protecting me.
Oh, okay. Official coming all the way to the near sideline to.
They're asking for something. A medic, ambulance, something.
And the Celtics sideline starting to all go down to one knee. They're trying to pick up Davis now. Davis coming off, and maybe not as bad as they thought. Hopefully not. You mentioned earlier, Ed, everybody got families and jobs and
Yep.
don't want to miss work on Monday or tomorrow in some cases.
Yeah.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Wildcats.
I guess that's going to give them
Yeah,
more
going to get
yards.
15 more.
Yeah, but like I said, usually when injuries occur at this level, they're not premeditated. I mean, it's accidental. Again, but usually if it is something that somebody caused, it's for the teams that have already been beaten and they're just looking for some kind of victory.
Self-worth.
Yeah. But these two teams, again, they're
Class acts,
They're playing to win the game, and they're maintaining. Again, nobody's back down from anybody, but nobody has lost control.
First down for the Celtics. Dorsey from the gun, 4 wide. Handoff, fullback gets his legs taken out from under him. Jesse Williams,
the ball carrier, didn't get very far.
2 yards on the first down run.
There we got 4 minutes left. I heard that.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9. There's about 4 minutes to go in this game.
Dorsey from the gun, back to pass. Stops, throws, got his man, makes one man miss. He got the 20. He's going to try to cut it back upfield and then be pulled down by his face mask. That will stop the clock and give 15 more yards. Actually, it'll be a half the distance penalty because he's inside the 20. So a first down turns into should be a first and goal for the Celtics with the clock stopped, and they're down by 2 scores. There is the personal foul face mask penalty. You have to admit, the officials have gotten all of the obvious ones and then come up with a few on their own.
Yes, they have. I would call them innovative. Allegedly creative.
Allegedly creative.
But innovative, nonetheless.
First and goal at the 9-yard line.
So it is a first down and goal for the Celtics.
Okay, if they don't score within 2 downs, they're going to use up too much time.
Yeah. About 4 minutes to go. Down by 2 touchdowns. Back to pass. Throwing into the corner of the end zone. Got his man. Incomplete. Trying to find again. And Elijah Dunn.
Come on, Wildcats fans.
Dunn, who made the catch on the last reception. It's second down and goal.
Again, it all comes down to execution. And, I mean, if you don't have your regular quarterback throwing, and again, that was a fade to the corner out of the inside receiver. They held the corner with just a short button hook and went over top of him with, what I call a 7, a post corner.
It's going to be a quarterback keeper. Dorsey going to try to get to the corner. Now he's going to throw it. He got a man, and it got swatted out of the atmosphere by Preston Robinson. He came out of nowhere and just swatted that one out of the stadium incomplete.
He waited too long to make that throw. And a holding against the Celtics.
Holding on the Celtics.
So that would negate any play anyway.
Yeah. Well, maybe not if he gets the ball away sooner.
Yeah.
Again, they're not hitting their mesh points. They're a little indecisive, not just from an execution standpoint, but also play calling, and it's definitely taking them out of their game.
Third down and 19. Third down and goal from the 19.
And we're creeping under 3 minutes.
Dorsey from the gun, 4 wide, back to pass, looking, throwing, oh my goodness, nearly intercepted right in and out of the hands of Preston Robinson.
Again, he has to throw that to the back of the end zone.
And he had Marcus Rivers wide open.
Wide open, he underthrew it.
No, Rivers, it was at the top, up at the top. He was going for DJ Nettles, who was the intended receiver there.
Oh, okay. Well, if he
Now it's third down and goal from the 19. Why did they go away from the fade route to Marcus Rivers?
I don't know.
Because that really worked the first time.
Yeah, like if you just put it near his hand,
right.
It looks like it's going to settle in there.
Yeah.
And again, they're just going to come at him.
Back to passes Dorsey's looking that way for Rivers. Jump ball, no. Knocked away, incomplete. Got some safety coverage, and then a late flag. A late flag in the back of the end zone.
You're calling holding.
And there comes another flag. Oh, my goodness. I think the Celtics just got gift wrapped. An automatic first down.
Well, he did wrap his arms around the receiver.
He did.
While he was in the air, pulled him down, and even though they knocked the ball away, that's a no-no. And then I think there might have been a disparaging comment made.
Yeah.
With some colorful language, colorful metaphors. And
allegedly, we don't know this.
Well, I'm basing it on 72 years experience. But, and some colorful metaphors were.
So the holding call on the
like I said,
Wildcats, and then an unsportsmanlike on the Wildcats.
Unless this ball is
first
on
down,
the goal line.
I think it's going to be. There's 2 penalties.
Yeah, but I don't think it can get that close. It might be on the 1 or the 2, and even then, that gives the advantage to the Wildcat defense. I'm sorry, the way they're playing. I'm serious, because they're not moving them.
Timeout taken by the Wildcats. This is going to get them another chance to talk with the officials on those late calls.
Are you blind?
In one eye, not two.
Okay. But, I was a math major, and I would have to say that if you're looking for the perfect angles and symmetry, right there, big guy. Right there.
So the timeout by the Wildcats. 21-7 our score. We have about 3 minutes to go. And this one's been a long one. Where are we at? We're 10-20.
I'm already distracted, Matt. If they take any longer, I'm done.
All right. Yep. First and goal from the 1. How's that sound?
They're still not in.
They're going to go from the gun here.
Yeah, which
Is Pete Carroll calling this play?
I'm sorry. This is mano-a-mano time.
Yeah.
This could go over his head.
Dorsey. Into the end zone. I thought he had got in initially.
No. Again, he's got to run 5 yards to get there. The defense is already on the line of scrimmage. They get a push, which they did. He stopped cold.
Yeah.
Get under center.
I can't believe, yeah. Timeout taken by
somebody.
2 minute warning.
2 minute warning.
That's the 2 minute warning.
Okay, I mean, I don't understand this. I mean, he has a great deal of confidence in his offense, but I mean, it's just.
I'd put 70 in at quarterback and then have him take the ball from under center.
I mean, this is football 101.
Yeah.
You're an inch away. Your center's right there. You get under center, and then you do what's called, you just take your upper hand and tell the center when you want the ball, and you don't even need a count. Okay.
Just tap.
The only 2 people that need to move are the center and the quarterback. Right, and that also prevents them from jumping off sides.
Right.
Shotgun again, you've seen it. Went over his head one time, down by his ankles.
All right, well.
I mean, it's almost like they're playing not to lose, and that's what's going to happen. Unless they not go under center again.
Yeah, they're not going to. Dorsey from the gun on second down and goal from the half-yard line. Dorsey gets the call. He'll hand it off. And into the end zone for the touchdown is Jesse Williams. Touchdown, South Buffalo.
Okay, now, start of the second half, they tried an onside kick and it almost worked.
Yeah.
All right, they did that to see if
You're not going to have the element of surprise.
You're not going to have the element of surprise, but you're going to have the element of nervousness.
Yeah.
Because they almost recovered that one. It's raining.
It is.
It's a little wet.
Well, you got to get this extra point. That's a big one, too.
Yes, but you got to think 2 plays ahead as a coach, Matt.
I'm not a coach.
You could be a coach.
No.
Yes, you could. I could train you.
All right. Well, if the broadcast thing doesn't work out, I'll give you a call.
Oh, I think I got this mastered.
I didn't mean you. I meant me.
Oh, okay. But again,
I'm looking forward to my career here. You're ready for the sunshine to set.
Again, I mean,
you've got your championships. And your rings.
I've been able to. Yes, I have. Thank you. I've been able to again mature and grow as an announcer under your tutelage.
That's you and Charlie Batch are my 2 projects.
Charlie Batch, another good one.
Penalty on the Wildcats.
But you are a great tutor.
I do what I can. Here's the extra point for the Celtics. Nick Debbins on for the extra point. Snap, hold, the kick through that pulls. He got a nice leg on him.
Yeah, he does.
Unfortunately, we haven't got a chance to see it tonight, but
But you know what? They had times down there in the end zone. If they just ran the ball, he could have put up 2 field goals for him, which puts him in a position to win it now. Again, you got to think ahead. You have to visualize. Okay, visualize.
What's your favorite onside kick? Since we're going to see one right now, what's your favorite? There's so many different ways to do it. Do you like the immediate bounce? Do you like it high up into the air first? What are you doing?
I like the ones that work. Okay, my favorite one, though, is the one to pop it up in the air and make them nervous, because a lot of them don't realize they can fair catch it.
Right.
And they're sitting there waiting to catch it, and they're getting nervous. And again, you can see the puckering going on. And then they muff it, and you got it. Okay. I also like the one where you drill it off of the fat offensive lineman up front who has webbed fingers. Okay. Like that one as well.
Well, it looks like the Wildcats are putting quite a hands team on the field.
Yes.
Looks like.
And what a lot of other people don't realize is you don't have to put 5 up front. You can put 4, and then 5 yards behind it, you can put another 4. All right, which again invites them to kick it into an area where you can let it go past the first line, and then use those guys to impede. Write that word down. Impede the progress of the kicking team.
Yeah, it's hooked on phonics time with Ed Broski.
I'm showing my Char Valley education.
There's the onside kick.
It went out of bounds.
It did go out of bounds, like many of them do.
Yep. They needed that to kick up in the air a little more. All right,
so,
now.
Wildcats ball.
Again, it's still up to the Celtics defense.
Yeah.
They can still win this.
I think they have 2 timeouts.
Or put it into a tie if they can get a turnover.
Wildcats have a few too many guys on the field right now.
Only if they get caught. All right.
Well, the Wildcats have the football. They lead it by 7, 21-14. I believe the Celtics have 2 timeouts.
The Wildcats at their 41-yard line.
So they will go from the shotgun. That's kind of scary. Williams will hand it off. Gets bounced around and stacked up. Going to lose yardage. Timeout taken. 2-yard loss of the play. Back to the 39. Make it second down and 12. 133.
Okay. Again,
the clock stops.
The goal here for the defense is to hold the runner up, try to strip the ball.
On the play. Second down.
Celtics trying to get another chance. Will they be able to?
Right now, the pressure's all on the center and the quarterback. It's raining.
Does that scare you to take the exchange from shotgun like that?
At any point in the game, it scares me, but particularly at this point.
Wilson from a second down and 12, still in the shotgun. Here comes the blitz, and they will sack Wilson as he tries to get out of it, and he broke free of a bunch of tackles, and it becomes not a sack, but it becomes a rush. And he picks up 8 yards, and it's going to be third down.
7 on that one. Third down.
1, 2, 3. Third and 3.
Again, he has exceptional escapability. He built low to the ground, and he's strong.
Third and 3.
About 1 minute left. They didn't use their last timeout, or they didn't have it. Stay in that huddle.
Third down and 3.
And again, the Celtics got penetration, but they couldn't bring them down. Okay, there's a Wildcat player lined up offside.
Yeah.
Tackle.
And it's Wilson who will fight forward and fumble the ball. Are they going to say he was down? Yes, they're going to say it was down. Wow. The Celtics had recovered the football, but it's going to be 4th down. No, they're going to give it a first down?
Yeah, he had.
Wow. Wow.
Right.
That's terrible.
This game's over now.
Yeah.
I don't even think they have to come out of the huddle.
No, they don't. That's a bowl game.
Yep. Matt, a pleasure. Thanks for inviting
Thanks,
me.
Ed.
once
Thanks so
again.
much.
Again, the fans up in Buffalo, appreciate spending time with you. Again, this is a game that the Wildcats definitely earned. They deserved the victory, and they also took that schneid off of their record.
Yeah, I think something tells me these two teams are going to meet up down the road this year, later on in the postseason.
Yep, I believe
And
so.
for the Wildcats' sake, this win probably helps them making sure the South Buffalo Celtics are coming back down here and they're not having to go back up there.
Yeah, they're going to have to travel. Matt, got to
All right. Thanks so much, Ed. All right, Ed Broski joining us as he appreciate him helping out. As once again, the final score here tonight, the South Buffalo Celtics fall today to the Western PA Wildcats. 21-14, the final score. Wildcats just able to do enough and a little bit too late for the Celtics to get things back rolling. So thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks to Ron Anderson for providing us the opportunity to bring this one to you. Unfortunately, if you're a Celtics fan, not ending the way you want to, but as we all know, very young season, and anything can happen in this one. So the Wildcats, though, this is no slouch team. They're going to be in the top 5 in the national rankings after this win. They're going to go to 5-0, and the Wildcats going to, as I mentioned, going to 5-0. The Celtics fall to 2-1 on this young minor league football season. Until next time, thanks so much to Ed Broski and Nate Marco, our executive producer and camera extraordinaire. I'm Matt Fargo, saying this has been a presentation of the Champ Sports Network. Until next time, everybody, thanks for clicking on. Good night.